Okay, hey guys. My name is Dan. My in-game name is Shabbydabby, and today I'm gonna talk about resto shamans in Mythic Plus. I'm gonna talk about stuff like my UI, my talents, my legendaries, and a bit about my stat rates as well. Then I'm gonna show you a video of me doing an Elfarian Slayer 18. Yeah, I'm just gonna show you how to heal efficiently there, I think. I'm actually just recording my screen, so it's gonna be like nothing fancy. I'm really bad at movie maker and such, so I'm just gonna keep it simple. Have a nice tune and try to make something good. Okay. So first off, I'm going to talk a bit about my UI. My UI is, I have some different stuff. I have LUI here, as you see. That's like my basic UI here. I'm having my party frames and my raid frames in the middle, and trying to have like my action bars a bit around it. It looks a bit chaotic, I know. Other than that, I am using Exhaust's raid tool to track cooldowns up here. You're gonna see more cooldowns while in the dungeon. I'm tracking externals from healers or paladin or whatever, like down here. And I'm tracking long cooldowns, DPS cooldowns from my DPS here. I'm only tracking this in dungeons. Then I'm using details. I'm using it over SCADA and recount stuff. I just like details more, I guess. It's pretty whatever, I guess. Then I'm using Regara. You can see my Regaras here, my cooldowns. I'm having an Ank up here. I can just, if I die, like it's gonna do like a countdown stuff. Other than that, I'm just, I don't know, having a bunch of Regaras. Am I actually dying here? Yeah, whatever. You can see I'm having it on cooldown here. It's pretty nice. And then I'm having like, I'm tracking my cooldowns to the right, and I'm tracking like my uptime, the uptime of my cooldowns here, and the actual cooldowns here to the left. My English isn't that good, sorry. And tracking innovate, I'm tracking bloodlust and stuff like that. Yeah, pretty basic. Then I'm using XCT, just a little fancy thing, nothing needed or anything, just tracking my crits. Nice to see when I do like a big crit on my cloud-based stuff. Other than that, I think we should just like get going into the dungeon, and I'll show you my talents and stuff there. Yeah. Oh, this is plus 18 Elfarian Slayer I did earlier this day. Shows some cool stuff, I think, about healing, and then I'll talk about talents while doing it. Also, as I said, you can see the DPS cooldowns here. You can see some more cooldowns up here that's nice to track in a dungeon, like crits and stuff. Okay, so about talents. I'm using undulation whenever I'm doing higher M+. The reason why is that every third you're getting a buff to your healing surge or healing wave, and that's just really strong. You definitely want to run this. You can run Torrent, but I just feel like undulation is doing more. Basically, all of your healing is going to be Riptide, healing wave, and healing surge in these kind of dungeons. That's super nice. I'm using Gust of Wind here. It's pretty much whatever you like. I mean, Grateful Spirit is super nice talent. I sometimes run that, but I just like Gust of Wind more. Like if I get myself up in like a really rough situation, I can get out of there pretty easy. At this row, the third row, I'm using Lightning Surge Totem. If you look at the composition of this team right here, I mean, there's basically none stuns. At this point you have to get it, but you pretty much have to get it anyway, just because stun is so much better than what the Earth Totem can do for you. Voodoo Totem is just a no-go. There's absolutely no need of it. At the 4th row, I'm going Crashing Wave. I think some people, I think a lot of people actually are running Ancestral Guidance, and I can't see why, but as a Shaman, you don't really need the extra cooldown when you're going Ascendance, and I'll talk more about that later. So I'm running Crashing Wave. Crashing Wave gives you 2 stacks of tidal waves instead of just 1 when you're riptiding, and that's just extremely strong on dungeons where you're going to use your healing wave and healing surge, and you are in high dungeons, so that's just the way to go, I think. Not really much to discuss there. I don't think AG is good enough. You could argue using it on like a few dungeons, like maybe a high tyrannical court of stars, or stuff like that, where the boss damage is just ridiculous and you need the extra cooldown. Deluge, I'm not really gonna talk about it, just no way you need it. At this row, the 5th row, I'm running Ancestral Vigor. And again, I see some people running Earth and Shield Totem. The thing is that, I mean, you don't need the extra output. You have enough output as a Shaman, but you actually need to sometimes raise your party members' HP a bit. As an example, I mean, we're doing Rugmara right now on a really high tyrannical that might one-shot you. So that therefore you have to increase your teammates' HP. Other bosses are like in Blackrock Hold, the first boss and the last boss are one-shotting. There are bosses in Archway, there are a lot of bosses. I mean, Ancestral Vigor is just too good. Ancestral Protection Totem, there's also. And I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, it also gives 10% HP, but it's a really long cooldown. It's 5-minute cooldown, and you rarely really get to time it so that you actually use it. And you should have CRs outside of your, like, for example, we have 3 this time, which is a lot. But I mean, you should always have 1 or 2 in dungeons anyway, so it's just, I mean, you don't get enough value from it compared to Ancestral Vigor, really. As you see, in the 6th row, I'm running the Talent Legendary, which I like a lot. If I wasn't running it, it's pretty much whatever you like. If you like Cloudburst or Echo of the Elements more. Personally, if I didn't use it, I would go Cloudburst Totem. If you're doing a dungeon like this with the Grievous, it's just really nice to be able to top people off really quick. And Cloudburst Totem does that for you. Also with Echo of the Elements, sure, you get more crashing waves, and that's really good. But I would probably still value Cloudburst Totem over that, especially because you actually get 2 tidal waves for each Riptide you do. But I would actually recommend still going with the Talent Ring, and not everyone running high level Mythic Plus are doing that, and it's totally viable to use other legendaries, and I'll talk about that in a bit. Last row, I am running Ascendance. And why am I doing that? Well, first of all, you're not going to use Chain Heal, like, almost at all. I'm casting, I don't know, 5 Chain Heals throughout the dungeon. It's just not the way you heal in high Mythic Plus. So that's a no-go. Wellspring just don't have enough, it's just not good enough. I mean, sure, you have a little bit of burst healing every 30 seconds, but having this cooldown is just way better, especially when you're not running AG. And it's a really strong cooldown, like, it's a lifesaver, definitely. So yeah, I just value using my tidal waves over using Wellspring. Anyway, so that's it for the talents, I think. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about my legendary choice. gonna bring up a picture here. As you see, I am using Pridus and I'm using the ring, the talent ring. I'm using Pridus, like if you're doing a really high dungeon, Pridus is gonna save your life quite a few times. I think it's super strong. Got great stats, and the shield is just amazing. Like if you're doing again high tyrannical bosses, it's going to save you from one-shot mechanics. So in those situations, you definitely want Pridus, and in my opinion, you just want it like in all dungeons. The talent ring is what you maybe want to not use if you want to use a trinket instead. The villains is extremely strong, especially in dungeons, because you're gonna do a shit ton of overhealing. Like if you're using Cloudburst or whatever, it's just gonna top everyone off anyway. So villain is definitely a good trinket to use and a good legendary to use as well. Those are the three that I would use mostly. You can use legs. I mean, legs got good stats and they have a nice passive healing, but it's just not as good as Pridus, because Pridus are giving you the shield that saves you from one shots quite a few times. You can, if you feel like you can, and maybe you should on bosses, if you can be asked to swap, you should use the helm on Bloodlust just to get some more DPS in, or you get the extra healing as well. So that's definitely also a possibility. It's a really good legendary as well. I should be asked, but I can't, swapping every time Bloodlust is on cooldown. So yeah, feel free to do that if you like. And this is the stat way that I was using during this dungeon, and I'm having a lot of crit, and I'm having a bit more haste than I normally would. The reason to this is that I want to effectively heal people whenever they need it, and mana isn't really an issue, so why not? Yeah, you can just spam and you can drink a lot after this. I'm drinking like a lot of times during this dungeon, for an example. You'll see that. That's about the stat weight. I'm also having quite a lot of versatility here. Partly it's random, because in general you just want to run whatever high gear you can, because eye level is really king. Give you HP, give you stats, and give you intelligence. So that's really nice. And you shouldn't bother too much about using set. I'm using healing rain, I think, here about 3 times during the entire dungeon. Again, you won't really be using it, so if you have high item level gear, go for that, I would say. Yeah, definitely. I think I'm running 2 set here, and the 2 set actually does a little bit, but it's not enough for it to be worth if it's not an eye level upgrade for you, or if it messes with your stats or whatever it may be. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about trinkets. In this run I'm using the Kill Jaden trinket, Grand Design. I think that's pretty much a must. It's doing roughly about, depending on how much you're healing during the dungeon, about 5 to 10%, which is huge and quite overpowered in dungeons, so definitely would use that anytime. Second one I'm using, if I'm not using villains, I'm definitely going with this haste crit trinket. You see it procs haste for me here. Crit is also nice, but the extra haste is just too good, and obviously it's super high item level. I would just go for anything that gives you good stats, really, to be honest. And if you have a static trinket like haste trinket or crit trinket, they're also really good. You just want stats, to be honest, unless you got a real strong as second trinket. I can mention the Sea Star for an example. Sea Star isn't really great here. Obviously, it's a strong trinket in raids. It's very bad in Mythic Plus because you're not going to actually get the benefit from it because you're not going to use Chain Heal, unfortunately. So I think that's a bit about my my stat ways and my gear choices in general. So yeah, just going to talk a bit about healing now. I think we have some pretty tough situation just right before. We see I used my Spirit Link to. I'm just gonna show that again. Yeah, this peg over here. We accidentally pulled the bus, and one of our druids actually used his cooldown, so that was super sad. But yeah, these ads like on 1845, they're gonna hurt. So you better be using some kind of CFCD here. You don't really need them as much for the bus. Yeah, I'm trying to just keep everyone a little bit alive and I get an innovate, and unfortunately I'm losing the rogue anyway. And when shit really starts to hit the fan, I'm going to lay down my Spirit Link. Going to stabilize a bit. And eventually I'm going to use Healing Tide Totem and just try to get everyone up and manage to just keep everyone alive while they're killing them. Yeah, and then we're pulling the bus. Next time I can find a situation. This is a really easy scenario, not much healing going on. A lot of tank healing is going on here. I'm actually asking my tank to just kite because there's no point of me healing him. He's gonna take a lot of damage from these ads just from milling. I'm just slowing them. I'm popping down you see the slow totem and my stun totem. I'm just asking him to kite and they're pushing them away and it's all good. At this pull, yeah, hard pack, actually they're doing a lot of damage, so I'm just trying to keep everyone up using Ascendance because I know beforehand that this pack is gonna do damage and those stone balls are gonna do like at least half HP, so it can get really sketchy if you aren't prepared for that. I'm just trying to, yeah, you see 2 stone balls in his stead. I'm just trying to CC a bit and just try to use my healing proactively. I'm actually trying to precast, but pretty hard to do. It doesn't manage all of the time. But eventually we make it and we go onto the bus quite a bit. You're also able to see, I mean, there are some pretty high numbers going on healing wise. Yeah, on other affixes than Grievous. Grievous is just like you have to keep everyone topped all time, so you can't really do that much CPS. Otherwise, I wouldn't bother if it was Tyrannical here and not Grievous. I wouldn't bother just DPSing and letting people drop just a little bit. But here I'm just not taking any chance. I'm just trying to top people off real quick. And here the tank draws away the ads from my stun. The super sad times, man. And yeah, then we go onto the bus. Also a high damage bus. I don't know if the rogue here is taking quite some damage, you'll see. And I'm just trying to give him the healing. I'm trying to not let his stack get too high, which is really quick, because all of melees in this fight is just getting chunked for like a lot of HP. But we manage quite alright. I'm just gonna forward this fight a little bit. I think. Yeah, and half HP there. Yeah, I mean, it's the same stuff going on. I'm trying to keep my Cloudburst totem off cooldown just because I want to just once in a while be able to top people off. I'm just trying to single target heal mostly the tank and the and the rogue. See big damage going on here. I instantly pop both cooldowns because stuff is really... I didn't pop tight. I did that earlier, but I'm popping Ascendance. I'm just trying to top everyone. I have them drop the stacks. You really want to have them drop the stacks. Yeah, and that's it. And then we go on like this. Still in good time. We actually almost made the 2 chests here. This adds insane damage. I can't say more. I want to show you this clip on these 2 ads over here, where we actually fuck up and use 2 people. Super hard ads. I don't think we should have pulled both of them at the same time while I think of it. We did, and yeah, that's sad. You see here I'm constantly struggling to not lose anyone, just have them die, and I'm not really able to top them off and have them drop the stacks without any cooldown. I'm using Tide here, it's just not enough. So we're having a lot of stacks like all the time, and that's just extra damage that I have to heal, and that's extremely sad. And I have to use Ascendance here as well. And still we doesn't manage to do it. I think I even press my character info bottom here by accident, just while I'm just trying to get people topped. At last happens, and we kill him off. I'll rest and we'll kill the other ads, and then we'll kill the boss. The boss is pretty easy, so yeah. But as you see, like just on these 2 ads, I'm doing 1.6 million HPS per second, mostly even on 3 targets. So yeah, that's definitely rough ads, but we managed. I should have popped my Cloudburst Totem a bit earlier here. It actually got off cooldown and I didn't use it, and that was my bad. But I think that's it for now. You can feel free to comment or whatever if you want details on anything. I will try to give you that. And that's it. Thanks for watching.